that in this Zoom group, there have been people who are disciples of ISKCON gurus who struck me as being spiritual. So is it possible, Ishan Prabhu, is it possible for somebody to take initiation from a bogus guru, but be sincere in their heart and, follow the principles of Krishna consciousness and read Srila Prabhupada's books and chant, that they could still make advancement regardless of the lack of qualification of their guru?
There was one fellow who came to live on my property here in New Mexico who had been a disciple and he, by reading the books, he came to understand that the spiritual master has to be a Mahabhagavad disciple. And when he raised this point, they kicked him out of ISKCON. Then he came to live with me. Anyone who chants Hare Krishna will get benefit. Not only someone who, Srila Prabhupada explains in the Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto, 7th canto, that Krishna has no conception of friends and enemies. He's equal to everyone. He gives it like a high court judge. A high court judge may give somebody $1 million benefit in a lawsuit, and he may give to another person the sentence to be hanged to death. But he has no personal feeling about either. His business is in the same way. But anyone who has any association, it says that everyone who died on the battlefield of Kurukshetra was liberated because they died in the presence of Krishna. People, so whether one comes to Krishna for the right reason or the wrong reason, any way in which they associate, they will make some advancement. Somehow or other, it's going to be in their favor. But there are other statements in our books that someone who is inappropriately presenting our philosophy or something will go to hell, etc. I'm not in a position to give it. I can see it written both ways, that these people, I wouldn't want to be in their shoes. And in other places, from what I read, that any association with Krishna is purifying. But what does the purification mean? If one becomes purified enough, the things we're discussing here tonight, they're in our book. If they're reading Srila Prabhupada's book, purification they're getting, like you're asking about, means that they'll begin to see that nobody but a pure devotee can enable them to become a devotee. Yes, anyone can chant Hare Krishna. Today, there are Mayavadis who are holding kirtan in America. There's one fellow, and he calls himself Krishna Das, and he's a big kirtan leader in America. He doesn't believe in Krishna, but he calls himself servant of Krishna, Krishna Das. So there are even people like that they don't even believe in God, but they're leading kirtan. So everything is going on. But anyone who has any association, at the same time, in Sri Harinam Chintamani, it says that those who are chanting the Mayavadis, when they chant the holy name, and they do, they want to become God. He says they're an offense. They're a living offense to the holy name. So they'll never know Krishna. So But then there's other things in our books. Bahunam Janmanamante, Yanavam Mam Prapadyante, Vasudeva Sarvamiti, Samahatma Sadurlava. After many, 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 many births, Bahunam Janmanamante, after Janma, after birth, if they come to understand that Krishna is everything, then they'll surrender. So, but such a great soul is very rare. So any association along this path seems to be, we're told, is purifying, but it's to purify us to the point where we really understand what's the process that we have. Bhaktyamama Vijanati, I cannot be known Krishna by any other way, any other form of yoga, anything except if you love me. Bhaktyamama Vijanati. There's no other way. So how? But where am I going to get this ability to love their one? The lotus feet of the pure devotee is the only way by which you can attain pure prema bhakti ahoite. Love of Krishna emanates from the pure devotee's heart, and if we so the purification you're talking about, maybe that'll be like that for 10 births, 1 birth, or 100 births, or 1,000,000 births, I don't know. But if they actually become purified, they'll be able to read the books and read the things we're talking about. And the things when we hear these things, we like them. When they hear these things, they're upset. They don't like them. To honor their nonsense gurus in ISKCON. And if we don't, they kick us out. That's these people. So if they're becoming purified, they're going to leave that association. If they're actually becoming into any substantial purification, they're going to leave that association, because that association is a nonsense association, because none of those gurus can bless anybody with anything, because they don't have any love for Krishna themselves. And that's the way one develops. That's the way one. Love is the means and love is the goal. So love is the means and love is the goal. And this Krishna consciousness, the means and the goal are one and the same. So the love is directed towards the pure devotee who has love, and he shares his heart with us. And in that way, we get a little taste of what Krishna consciousness is. And then we engage in that sadhana, in that Krishna consciousness for his pleasure as a personal thing. And when he's pleased, he blesses us with more understanding. And that is the science of Krishna consciousness. And it cannot be had in ISKCON, because there's nobody there who can bless anybody with anything, because they don't have it themselves. So if anyone who's in ISKCON as a disciple, if he's actually the symptom that he's getting some purification will be that he will leave that association. He will turn his back on it and say, "Thank God, I've been given the intelligence to see things as they are." It's a nonsense church. That's all it is. Shaitianity. It's like Christianity. It's a nonsense church. Nobody can become a pure devotee.
Yeah.
In ISKCON. It's not possible. It's not possible because those people are offensive to the pure devotee. They're trying to replace the pure devotee. They're trying to change the words of the pure devotee. Trying to do everything.
It has been my experience associating with the local devotees here in Sacramento that when I was associating with them, I was very new. I was accepting everything they were saying, and I saw some upliftment in my consciousness. But then after a while, I had to disassociate myself with them, and by disassociating with them, it was arranged that I got to meet other devotees who are practicing and have much more realization besides the rules and regulations and following like a manual, so that was I'm very fortunate to say I'm very fortunate to have experienced some of what you have said, that when you get away and then Krishna arranges for you to have a more better understanding.
But that's, you see, that's the difference. The difference is that Krishna explained that he said, Sarvasya Chaham Hridi Sani Vishto Sarvasya Chaham. Hridi, the Hridi is the heart. Sarvasya. I am in everyone. Sarva means all. I am in the heart of all living beings, Krishna says in Bhagavad. Hridi Sani. Mata, from me. Smritir Jnanam Apohanam Cha. From me comes knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. Krishna gives you the ability to see what's going on and walk away according to your degree of sincerity. Krishna knows everyone's sincerity level. So if all these devotees in ISKCON, Krishna is aware of everyone's sincerity, and he gives them knowledge according to their sincerity. Srila Prabhupada says, if you want to be a cheater, Krishna is the greatest cheater. He will cheat you, and you will become a disciple of these cheaters. But you walked away because Krishna recognized your sincere desire as much as you desired, and he took you out of that nonsense, out of that rat trap. It's because of your sincerity. He gives you the ability to think different. And those who are not ready, so.
Yeah, those who are not ready, I've noticed, you explain these things to them, they still go to the same place. So I was like, well, it seems like, it was really a unfortunate situation.
Therefore, Srila Prabhupada said, Krishna consciousness is not a fad, a social convention. Just like today, you go everywhere.